Okay, so normally the way that I like to do things is I like to put the concept that I'm teaching inside of a function. And so the concept I'm teaching is about map, but there's a specific example that I'm going to use, and that's going to be double. I'm going to take an array of numbers and double them. So I'll say function double. And then in here, I'll have a const input, output, and actually we'll put the expected here, and then we'll have output, and then we'll expect the expected to equal, actually we'll swap those, output to equal the expected. And you'll just have to look up the expect API. Obviously, like, this isn't relevant to the lesson that I'm teaching, and so people are just going to have to take my word that this is how things are working. And if they're really interested, they can look at the expect API documentation to see what to equal is actually doing. But I think most people intuitively understand what's going on here. So then I take that input and I just say 1, 5, 3, and 4. And then my expected value will be the same thing, just double. So 2, 10, 6, and 8. And then my output is going to be the input dot map, and then a callback here. And so then I'll define my callback and build it out from there. So we're going to just go ahead and comment that out, and that will be part of what we actually build. So then obviously we need to call that function, and I'm going to move this up here and leverage hoisting, function declaration hoisting, and we'll just call double right there. Then we're going to get an error, and if we make this, we'll just fake this really quick, make this work, then, did I do things wrong? 1 time, let's see. Oh, whoops, haha. There we go. Okay, so now that that will work. So I'm going to say input again, dot map, and we'll get that error again. And that's where we're going to start our lesson. But I actually, to be a little bit more practical, and it's good to have multiple examples, I'm going to make another example, and we'll call that pluck, and we'll have our input of an array of objects, our expected will be an array, and our output will be input.map. And then we'll expect the output to equal the expected. So now we have two things. They're both failing, except pluck isn't being called. So then we comment out double, where actually these aren't failing because these are the same. But now the pluck is being called. So I'm going to record the lesson, and I'll first solve double, and then when pluck is failing, or once double succeeds, pluck will fail, and then we finish pluck, and then we see that everything's done. So let's go ahead and build out our data for the input. So we'll have an ID of 1 and a name of Nancy, and then we'll have another object where the ID is 2 and the name is Bob. And then, oops, and I'm just making these up. These don't really matter. 3 and the name. Generally, I actually like to do Star Wars characters. But yeah, we'll just do Nancy, Bob, and Randy. And then we just want to pluck the name for our example. So we'll say Bob and Randy. And now we'll get that to fail. So we'll see that fails when double is commented out. And we don't even reach there when double is not commented out. Great, so now everything is set up. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and then we're going to actually, before I actually record things, I'm going to make sure that everything's working, and then save my work so that I can make sure that everything will, that when I actually do record it, it works as I want it to.